Hello, welcome to a very quick introduction to the Zoe app and the scanning tool that we've mentioned. So if I go to my phone, my Zoe app, and in the top right hand corner there's a little scanning icon, and you just press that and you get scanning with your barcode. So we'll start with something that we know is not very good, raisins. So if I scan the raisins, it picks it up really quickly, and you can see here, we'll put it separately as well, but maybe you can see it's come up as a 0 for me. So raisins are bad. Let's go straight to the other end of the scale, the spectrum. And these noodles from Holland and Barrett. Now noodles, if they're egg noodles or other noodles, they're going to score pretty bad for me. But these ones are made from black beans, and if I give that a little scan, we see, maybe you can see 100. So 0 is bad, 100 is good, and there's everything in between, which I'll detail later on the screen as well. Let's find a few other staples from our cupboard. Green lentils. Quick scan. 91 for me. Let's use Kerry's app just to see and compare the difference, because it is slight difference in how we score, and it will vary on things like bread and cakes. I score much worse than Kerry, just probably due to my history of eating a lot of cake. So let me scan the lentils for Kerry. These will probably be quite similar. 96, that's fine. We've got some, well actually we've got a can here. It's actually red wine in a can. And for me, that will scores on the doors, higher or lower. For me, I get a 62, that's red wine, so that's very good, so I can enjoy that freely. And for Kerry, we got a, the phone keeps locking each time I put it down. So if I scan the wine for Kerry, I get a,
the anticipation is killing me.
oof, 58. So
no.
Kerry's slightly lower on the wine, so she enjoys that less. Let's come on to some other great stuff we found this the other day, and this wasn't in the Zoe, this coconut flour. That wasn't in the app, but what I simply do is photograph the barcode, the nutritional box and the front of the packet, put it in, and within 10 minutes someone had added it and scored it. And this scores really highly for a flour. You could argue that it's not a traditional flour, obviously, because it's just ground coconut. But even within the flours, there's a big difference. So let me scan this coconut flour, but they're great alternatives for baking cakes and stuff. 96 on the coconut flour for me. Let's then take that to another flour. Now this is one of the better grains. This is a spelt wholemeal flour, and that scores, where's the barcode on the bottom? That scores 41 for me. We'll go to Kerry, and we're going to go higher or lower than 41.
Higher.
So you can have a game of higher or lower. What was it called? Something about cards. Play your cards right. Is Kerry going to be higher or lower than a 41 on the spelt flour? The answer is 52. So that takes her into the green, whereas I'm in the orange. So Kerry can enjoy that regularly. That's about, what was that, 11-point difference. So it can make quite a significant difference over the day. We'll go to a self-raising flour, so a normal wheat assume, flour. Wheat
Flour.
white self-raising flour that you'd use in your baking. Ooh, that comes up as a 9. So that will tell me to have it
Never.
once in a while. 9, pretty much almost poisonous. But for Kerry, that comes in at
11. What do you reckon?
higher or lower than a 9?
I think 11. Higher.
No, I reckon you'll be up at least 10 points higher. Let's have a go. 26. So what was that, 17? What was I, 9?
Yeah.
26, 17 points higher.
Wow.
So that's the history of my cake eating.
Yeah, but is it really?
Well, we don't know. It's how my body is processing and reacting to that sort of thing. And I've eaten a lot more cake than you.
Yeah.
So that's a few examples. Let's see if we can find the one I highlighted in the little article in the newsletter was the tomato soup. Was that Covent Garden tomato soup. So here's a can of chopped tomatoes. It keeps scanning things when it sees barcodes everywhere. So 83 on the chopped tomatoes. And I think the soup turned it into 26 or something.
I don't know what they added to it. Probably spoonfuls of sugar and...
one more thing, if you like a little treat, these breakfast bar things. These are probably one of the better ones. A lot of the fruit-based ones are quite bad because a lot of dried fruits, sugar. So for me, these score 50. So that's bang in the middle. That gets a green. And for Kerry, they score... One moment, please. Are we going higher or lower than a 50 for Kerry?
Higher.
Let me just find the scanning button. Higher or lower than a 50? Oh no, 50. We get the same.
Ah.
So that just shows you how personalised this can be. Big range of differences on different foods, which is the whole point of the Zoe app, to personalise it. Right, we're going to have a game of this in the supermarket and maybe try and do a live feed to either Instagram or Facebook or one of the other socials, YouTube, and we can run around the supermarket and play a game of higher or lower and be directed to different foods on the shelves. Anything you're interested in seeing what it scores for us. We'll post more on that later. See you soon. So what's behind the scores? This is the summary of the scores roughly on the colour bands and when to enjoy it or not. But behind the scores there's quite a lot of detail on the individual impact on yourself, which we can see here. For example, when I'm scanning the raisins, when it says 0, so it will tell me it's bad for my sugar and my gut, but it was okay for my fat. But then it will look at all the individual details, give you some alternative swaps. Obviously avocados, not really a swap for raisins, but if you keep going through, if you're just having them as a snack, like cherries score really highly. So there's always a good alternative, and then it shows you some recipes that the food features in, which can be also quite useful. Going on to the tomatoes, so 83, enjoy freely. However, it's still bad for my blood sugar response, as I guess they contain a little bit of a natural sugar. Going on to chickpeas, which score an 85 for me, enjoy freely. So that's quite high, getting towards the high numbers, and it's good on all aspects. So there's no alternatives, and all the recipes there that chickpeas can be found in. Going over to the wine, so that can be a bit misleading. It scored, I think, 62 for me, enjoy regularly, bad for my blood sugar, bad for my blood fat, only good for my gut health. So overall it does say drink responsibly, and it has a little bit of a thing on alcohol there. So yeah, it doesn't really mean drink it as much as you can. What else have we got here? The coconut flour. Just to give you that example, it scored a 96, so it should be good on everything. Excellent on the sugar, excellent on the fat, good on the gut health. And again, it shows you some recipes. So lots of detail available, and all those you can drop into and see where it individually affects you.